let's talk about something that can be a real headache for anyone working in the cloud: regulatory compliance. We're going to break down how Microsoft Defender for Cloud can basically be your secret weapon in this whole process. So, does this feel familiar? You're trying to manage your stuff across Azure, AWS, and GCP, and it just feels like you're juggling a million different security standards. Preparing for audits? Just trying to keep everything straight. It's a huge, never-ending task. But what if you could flip that script? In this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to take all that compliance chaos and turn it into a process that's streamlined, automated, and way easier to handle. Okay, let's get into it. So your journey to making compliance simple starts right here. I want you to think of Defender for Cloud as your central command center for everything related to security and compliance.
And here's where the real magic happens. It brings everything together into one spot. You get this one dashboard that keeps an eye on all your clouds. It's always checking your resources against the rules, whether they're on Azure, AWS, or GCP. And it tells you exactly what's stopping you from getting certified. The integration with Microsoft Purview, that is a huge deal. It gives you this unified view of compliance across your entire operation, from the cloud all the way to your on-premise stuff, all in one place.
Now, before we get too far, a quick heads up on a few things you'll need. If you want to add any compliance standards that aren't the default ones, you're going to need a paid Defender for Cloud plan. And permissions are absolutely key. You'll need the reader role, a resource policy contributor, and a security admin. And listen, this next part is super important. The security reader role, even though it sounds right, does not have the access you need. That's a common trip up.
Okay, so with all the prerequisites out of the way, it's time for step 1, figuring out exactly where you stand. Let's see how you can assess your current situation and dig into any gaps you might have. When you drill down into a specific control, you'll see these 3 tabs. Overview just gives you the basic context. Microsoft Actions is really handy because it spells out what Microsoft takes care of for you. You know, the whole shared responsibility model. But the tab where you'll be spending most of your time is Your Actions.
And this is where the rubber meets the road. The Your Actions tab doesn't give you some vague recommendation. No, it gives you a cold, hard list of every single resource that's failing. This is your targeted, actionable to-do list for getting compliant.
Finding the problems, that's half the battle. Now, let's talk about the find and fix loop, how you can actually go in and fix these issues without guessing. So Defender for Cloud basically gives you 2 main ways to handle things. For the automated stuff, like say you need to enable disk encryption on a virtual machine, you can often just click Take Action and it'll guide you right to the fix. But for things that require manual work, maybe some offline process, you use the Attest button to upload your proof, your documentation, to show that you've handled it.
Okay, let's talk about timing. I want you to burn this number into your brain because it's a super important pro tip. It's all about having a little bit of patience after you've done the work.
And here's why. The system runs its assessments about every 12 hours. So after you fix something, your compliance score isn't going to update instantly. You have to wait for that next scan to run. Your hard work will show up, so don't panic if you don't see those green check marks right away. So, you've found the problems, and you've fixed them. The final phase is all about proving it to the auditors and, even better, automating the whole thing so you can save a ton of time down the road.
So when the auditors show up, Defender for Cloud has your back. You can download a simple PDF summary to give a high-level overview. Or, when you need the official heavy-duty evidence, you can go to Audit Reports and grab the actual certification documents for big standards like PCI, SOC, and ISO.
Now this is where things get really fun, because you can start to get your time back. You can set up workflow automations that react for you. So, imagine a compliance check suddenly fails. Boom! That can trigger an Azure Logic app, which could automatically fire off an email to the right person or team. You're moving from being reactive to being proactive. And for those of you who want to get this data into other dashboards or your own monitoring tools, you can easily set up a continuous export. Just stream all your compliance data to an Event Hub or a Log Analytics workspace. It gives you all the flexibility you need. So when you put all these pieces together, you're not just managing compliance, you're basically putting it on autopilot. And that leads to the final, and I think most important question. Once you free yourself from that manual grind, what are the bigger, more critical security challenges you'll finally have the time to solve? Thanks for watching.